Greetings everyone, this is Lodrik out of China Hefei, and this is the game War in the Pacific Admirals Edition, and today we check the 27th December 1941 in the match against Jochen. Jochen is an allied player and I took over the glorious Japanese Empire. So the last turns was maybe only so-so for me. After a very successful Navy battle with the defeat of all of the British, Dutch, American forces in New Dutch, India, I think near to Surabaya, I think was the battle, Batavia, no, Surabaya. After this, I think the war cooled down. My landing operation in Philippines was okay. In Malaya, I cut the British forces in two. But I still was not able to really create a decisive victory. Really crush the forces in the Philippines or in Malaya. I only cut them. But I move my units in position, and so maybe at the end of the year, in the next 7 days, I will maybe be ready for this. This is next to Rangoon, not far away. One of my submarines, I think, give me the information that here is some troop transport convoy. So, and I had a cruiser formation not really far away in a hiding position. So I rush in with maximum speed in the night, and now I'm at 2,000 yards. So this is, we are really next to the enemy. And I have here 4 heavy cruisers and 6 support destroyers. And this is a troop transport convoy, but only with anti-submarine escort, so a destroyer escort and a corvette. They are nice for anti-submarine, but they have of course no chance for any surface engagement. Even destroyers or light cruisers would wipe them out. And this is the purpose of a corvette and a destroyer escort. It's already out of the name, destroyer escort. So they are only good for anti-submarine and for anti-aircraft stuff, but not for surface engagement. And this is now a free kill for me, more or less. After my really, I would say still unlucky loss of my light cruisers, after I suffered 2 Mark 13 torpedo hits with explosion, and the loss of my light cruiser, I can now really maybe strike back here. One of my submarines was able to heavily damage an American light cruiser but not sink up. But this is maybe even more juicy. The ships are okay. At least this fatty ship here I think looks juicy. The rest are okay. 2 anti-submarine surface ships to kill is also good for me, simply to have later on, let's say, some better days with my submarines, maybe in the Indian Ocean. But the best is here maybe that this is a troop transport convoy in the direction of Rangoon, so it must have normally loaded with units. What kind of units, if this is now base force, anti-aircraft, artillery, infantry, tanks, this I cannot say now. I only see that already the escort ships are now out of the way, and I can now finish this convoy. And luckily, but my cruisers first took care of the enemy escort ships before they concentrate the fire on the troop transport ships. So we can think here now everything. There's normally no battle left. This is now easy picking. and I really land here one hit after the next. Nearly every shell is a hit. I mean, of course, 2,000 yards, big targets, slow, easy peasy. And if some people maybe wonder what is the sound in the background, I am here in China, have faith. It is weekend, and in China, let's say the guys without a girlfriend, or the guys with a girlfriend but too much money, they always like to go to KTV. And KTV in China is not like KTV in Japan. So here it is more like drinking, drink a lot, sing a lot, but it's always noisy and terrible. Unluckily, it's part of my business that I also join sometimes this kind of KTV stuff. The only good thing is out of this that sometimes the customer also pays the goods. So all ships are dead, and we have here now 4,500 guys trying to swim back to the near coast. I'm really here very close to Rangoon. And we have here vehicles, guns, a little engineers, but mainly I think it's non-combat. I mean, there is also infantry stuff, but the vehicles is good, and a lot of guns are destroyed, so maybe here's artillery or flak. But looks like a lot of non-combat stuff, so maybe base force stuff. Anyway, it will help my ongoing war, or maybe not ongoing war, but my future operations against, if I will ever try to go for Burma. So here's a patrol craft and the submarine. This is maybe the submarine located the task force last turn, not more sure. So Jochen have compared to Dojo much quicker in every base some sub hunters, and it's maybe really not more hard, or it is hard for me to find now easy picking. I maybe must leave the bases and go in open sea, but open sea have simply less chance to really find something. But now more and more of my submarines get at least a little damage, so I don't know if I can really continue this kind of sub warfare for a long time. And I really cannot create here any hits. If I can at least create here some hits and kill one destroyer per day, I would still continue this. No, this rowboat was not able, twice already failed, and twice gets hit. Of course, I'm here in shallow water. So this sub for sure must go back to port and get some repair. It's not dangerous damage, but it's damage enough, and I normally operate my submarines only at 100% ready status. If there's anything damage over 10%, I always call it back. Submarines simply have two less hit points, no armor. Flotation damage always kills them and slows them down. A submarine cannot dive more as a dead submarine. Yeah. This was again this light cruiser I won't normally finish off. My submarine cannot come in position. It's already daytime. Again, I failed. Or my submarine failed. This is my battleship formation. I sent to try to hunt down these many cargo ships, but somehow I'm not able to find them. They're always running away. Of course, this is related that I have only one hunter group here, and then it's easy to run away. But I can find at least here one destroyer. Maybe Jochen split off the destroyer to lure my forces here to the port away from the cargo ships. So he offered me to kill one destroyer and save his cargoes. And this is a Dutch destroyer. Yeah, they are. I think they are 6-point destroyer. They're nothing really good, I would say. But the Allies, in at least the first 6-9 months of the war, need normally every ship they can have. So, I mean, one shell hit on a battleship from a destroyer. I think they are using 12-centimeter guns, similar to my, let's say, second-line destroyers for Japan. The tuna is here, but in deep water, so I don't expect anything. And there's a submarine not far away from. Okay. So I don't know. I have the feeling that for Jochen, this Mark 14s are no problem. They have nearly a 50% exploding chance. So I don't know. It's only a patrol ship. The patrol ship is not the problem. It's only the problem that I simply believe his submarines have success with their torpedo attacks. Also the Mark 13. The Mark 13 is the same torpedo like a Mark 14, only smaller and airdrop torpedo. But normally suffer similar problems. Tja. Tell this my light cruiser. Yeah, after this heavy losses for my Nell bombers, I keep my fighters more active, simply to make sure that any attempt from Jochen to use his buffaloes and P-40s again will normally at least be let him suffer, in best case. But it looks like that Jochen don't want fight. At least not today. And because Jochen don't try to intercept and defend his troops, my bombers can now create damage. Yeah, not always a lot, but at least always a little. And so long I can use my Air Force in China in this way, I can train pilots, I can soften up enemy troops, and I can get more points. So these are the 6 good months of Japan. In June we will see how successful all of this campaign was. At least one killed, not only disabled. no allied airplane at all here in the skies. Americans, they don't really want fight. They only try to sneak from behind and fight where like a coward. And they also using too many sub-patrol ships. I don't like it. Again, one of my robots gets hit. And again. Oh, and one cargo ship. After all these unsuccessful torpedo attacks, at the last moment, I-3. So this is a real long-range fleet submarine, not a short-range coastal submarine. Of course, I use also my short-range coastal submarines too for long-range attacks, but this is only because I use everything what I have to throw it on the Allies now. So this big supply AG is a multitask cargo ship. 3 torpedo hits. This is for sure a kill. And this is Japanese efficiency. 4 torpedoes, 3 hits, 3 explosions. This I want to see always. Now is also Kuala Lumpur under Japanese control. Unluckily, the base force and the Navy, the Air HQ can escape. At least the Air HQ I would normally kill. I mean, they're empty more or less now. But it still give Jochen the opportunity to use this AHQ. Okay, bombardment Kokong again. But I have not enough artillery here. So nothing really happened. I maybe must move my backup artillery. I had I think 4 or 5 more artillery units I would normally ship to the Philippines, but now I will maybe change this and say, okay, I use them in China. In the Philippines I not really use them a lot. I would ship them to the Philippines, use them for 2-3 battles, and ship everything to Java, use them for 2-3 battles. So I will most of the time only ship the artillery. But here in China I can maybe use them for a long bombardment, day by day, and simply consume Chinese resources and dry them out, hopefully. So this was air activity, nearly nothing, but Navy activity we had after a long time a real Navy engagement, and it was let's say it was a one-sided action, of course. Every battle today was clearly in favor for Japan. So, but let's first start with the intelligence report. So only if you see this, no activity, 2 ops loss for Allies and 1 for Japan. So this is the minimum, maybe. So you can see only ops losses, nothing. And I lost the pilot? No. So no pilot loss. Ship sunk. So we had more ship activity. This light cruiser is of course fake. Well, I don't know why really, because I saw the ship heavy damage. I not even was able to attack this light cruiser, and there was no fire on board. So this is of course not true. But so if I take the light cruiser out, we have here a good troop transport ship, 18 points. After Iolos, also one of my good cargo ships. This is my Revanche here, and this is a British ship, a Tea Party. So fast and a lot of capacity. These two other troop transport supply, also 15, of course less, but yeah, these are civilian ships. This is why they have no real guns here to defend themselves. And this was also civilian. Okay, also civilian, but much heavier. You can see 20 millimeter guns and 4-inch guns already. So, yeah, this AG was also a nice hit because it's a big cargo, a big multi-use cargo ship, and it's belonging to the Navy, so it's not a civilian stuff. It's always have more points normally. The good cargo ship, nothing super special, but a good cargo ship. Most important, I mean, maybe not most important, but nice to kill this destroyer escort with anti-sub of 6 already, and they have a radar. So this was already a ship with a radar, and this was the Indian ship. I think they don't have so many. So nicely done. And the corvette, very similar, good for anti-submarine, but no, so far no radar. But they're getting, I think, in early 42 already radar. So better kill them now. And Japan lost one of the better patrol ships I use. I only use normally the 1 point and the 3 point victory, victory point 1 and 3 for patrol craft. Because the patrol craft is normally more or less only for me to scout, give me feedback there is something, and then normally most of the time my ship is lost. And I can only offer the slow point ships to throw away. But this is the name, patrol ship, not fighting. They are slow, they're cheap, and they're helpless. But they can at least, give feedback. What I'm not really know is, I think, wait, maybe I can calculate it. If I see this is 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Yeah. I only know that I roughly close the gap. I get 200 points for Japan. And because I kill nearly no airplanes, but I get maybe 70 or 80 points for the ships. And then maybe over 110 or 120 points for the units I just killed. One moment. Oh yeah. Had the call out of Germany and some emails though. But now let's go back. I'm not more sure where I was, but so my Japanese cruiser formation was able to sink this convoy. I rush in full speed, but now I will change back to normal speed. I'm not sure if I will stay here much longer. First, there's no surprise more. Now for sure Jochen knows that I'm here. Still no detection, but I have no real any other task force. I can maybe go for a cargo ship here, but they will normally try to run back to Calcutta. And my fuel situation is at the lower end, I would say. So I maybe return to Saigon and rearm and refuel. Or maybe I only go to Georgetown. I must still clean here the mines, but I can maybe wait here. And waiting for the conquest of Singapore. But I will see. Normally the ships are still okay, no damage and nearly no consumption of ammunition. This was not really too much. I mean, some cruisers, they have maybe a third of their ammunition is consumed, but not much more. I can fight 1 or 2 more battles. I think someone asked for this, and here is the source of my hex or of my airport is a British, Indish, whatever unit, and I bring one of my Thai support units here. I still unpack them, so I don't know what is exactly here, but must be something small, or Jochen attacked me already long time. Maybe he cannot attack, maybe it's only a base force. But I try to kick him wherever he will run, and then I normally don't like this pass, it's far too slow. I also don't like this is over the mountain with no road connection at all, so normally I use the Thai forces only for garrison duty. Here in Malaya I took now Kuala Lumpur, and here is nothing, only some manpower, and for some reason there's always one damaged manpower. I think it's maybe a basic rule that at least one factory is always broken, because there's only 2 factories and one is now broken, one is working, so no big conquest for me, but most important is the railway is open, so I can now rail down this support army of 1,500 attack value. I must clean Georgetown and repair it a little. There's a little damage here for my airstrikes, but okay. Maybe end of the year Georgetown is also ready. Here are mines from the British, so I must clean them. Of course I sent already some minesweepers here with not much fuel left, but I must only arrive here, get rid of the mines, and then it's okay. So next 2 turns I will bring in all my forces so that I have a New Johor Bahru all power. Then I prepare the battle, and maybe in the first week of January I will take Singapore. If I'm lucky in the first attempt, but yeah, we will see. Here is not much to say. I bring a small invasion fleet here around. I know that here is a base force with some guns, not super strong, but is critical. In the dojo game I lost here 2 or 3 good cargo ships, so this time I choose to land in this base because here's normally nothing, so I avoid the counter battery fire, and then I must move my infantry here up and take the bases. Yeah, needs more time, but at the end I must capture all of the bases. Here are my submarines in position, trying to block this shipping out of Surabaya back to Australia, but not much success so far, but maybe there's also no shipping. My carriers are now here, but this turn we had no airstrike, so Jochen knows that something is near here, and I think now my carriers have a detection, so now Jochen knows that here are my carriers. With the detection 10 of 10 he know what is here, so no reason more to hide here. I will use my carriers more or less maybe to go this direction and try to block. Not the submarines alone are not enough, but if I can also bring here a carrier, I can make sure that nothing can escape more. And yeah, maybe I can sink a little more. West of Australia, I only sunk now, I think, with the destroyer. Here's still more running. Here's a lot of stuff. Some AOs. So, not sure, maybe I can catch 1 or 2 more task forces, but I'm here now at I have a long way back, so I don't know if I really can operate here much longer. Maybe 2 days more. But latest end of the month I must return to refuel and rearm. Not much more here to say. Porta Princesa, yeah, but I let my units rest a little. Anything else? This is, I think, the last troop transport going to the Philippines. These are the last 120 attack value I bring to Philippines. And I also unloading here some more supplies. So also similar to Singapore, 3-4 more turns I will start the march on Clarkfield, and I also start the march on Singapore. So in the first week of January, I will see, and I at least try to attempt to take here something, and I will see how successful this is, and if I push more or wait a little longer. We will see what happens in the next 3 days. And the rest of the map, I think, is no real big change. More units are moving. My forces in Kukong are blocked. Also, these forces here in Pingxiang are blocked. I'm too weak to attack them. The Chinese are maybe also too weak to attack me, but I try to catch here up. But the Chinese are running, like usually. Jochen give up Nanyang completely, so I can move in this hex and take the city. Also, it looks like that Luoyang is not more fortress city, so he give up both of the cities, so I can take over the industry here without a fight. Means I can take this without damage, so I can take the full resources. Not so important, but I can take here the full 21 light industry plus additional resources, and I need more resources, so every resources I can take is good for the industry for Japan. More to say? Here in Rabul, I think my carriers are back in Truk. If that's open. So my carriers are here and they are in some repair. I will repair them for 1, 2, 3 days. And end of the month, I think, because here's the carrier number 4 is coming here, the Hiryu, and then I have here 4 fleet carriers, and these 4 fleet carriers I will use similar to the dojo game. Is enough power to kill every American combination of strike forces. And maybe if the Americans have all 4 fleet carriers together and against my 4 fleet carriers, then and I still have the better better pilots and the better airplanes, at least the better Zeros and better torpedo bombers. Maybe not the better dive bombers, but it's okay. Yeah. I detect here something, and I also detect here, this is I think still this light cruiser. I try to still bring my submarines in position, but not so successful. I normally expected more, but and here are now a last look. Maybe I can show this. Here's Midway, and this is this heavy damage submarine, and this is a crippled submarine, so I can only make 1 hex per day. I think this is per day, and I have really flotation of 80, so this submarine barely survive and can normally break down any moment. And I have a long way to go back to the next base. So this needs a month and even more. The next base is really well. Here is my next base. So I need 36 days normally, over a month. So maybe at the beginning of February this submarine is dead, or has arrived in the port and can be fixed. It's only a rowboat, so the cheaper one, only 6 points, but it's a submarine, and every submarine in Japan can at least use torpedoes working. Yeah, good. So I think this is enough for today. Thank you all. See you. Bye bye.